So, I mean, is Billy dead or... Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 14th episode of the show Power Rangers Zeo, as well as the 169th episode overall titled Mr. Billy's Wild Ride. We start this episode off at Angel Grove High, where Bulk and Skull are walking around in safari gear. They run into Tanya and Rocky, explaining that they're taking a special course in orienteering. Rocky advises them to just stay close to home, and they leave with their compasses in tow. Anyways, Kat, Adam, and Tommy are at the power chamber. Tommy asks how soon, and Alpha says he's getting something. On the viewing globe, we see a blip of Billy's spaceship coming back. Meanwhile, the villains see him coming as well, and they plan to disable his craft so they can kidnap Billy altogether. Their main plan is to just lure out the Power Rangers. Alpha locks on Billy's spaceship, and we see that he's making sure that he's okay. Billy then says that he even misses Bulk and Skull. Suck it, fish people. Speaking of which, those two are lost out in the wild, totally confused about which way to go because of course. Bulk says something about how this is a piece of cake, and then Skull says that he's hungry, and then he pulls out a can, and he has an electric can opener. Okay, that was genuinely funny. The villains say they have Billy perfectly in range, so Mondo fires at him, and suddenly Billy is hit. Mondo says to fire again. The Rangers in the power chamber start to panic, and they're trying to get the signal back. Also, Billy is getting blown up a bit in the spaceship. This isn't looking so great for him. Billy tells Zordon that he has a problem as we see his spaceship doing backflips through space. I mean, I guess it's kind of an understatement, Billy. Mondo tells them they need to stop congratulating each other because they need to just win first. Rocky and Tanya show up in the power chamber, and Alpha gets the audio channel only from Billy, and we see Billy does insane flips. He really should have probably blown chunks by now, to be honest. Billy says that his heater is down and his oxygen levels are going down. He says that he can't navigate. They find out that he's going straight toward the machine's sky base. They're trying to get him to turn around. Billy suggests that they need to push him out of the current trajectory, and Zordon says that essentially they can do that as long as the coordinates are perfect, and somehow the 5 Rangers know what the hell they're doing. Apparently. I mean, who taught you this? Mondo plans to fire again to hit the tractor beam, but then Tommy yells, "Fire!" And so does Mondo, hitting the beam, which causes Billy to spin out of control again, as well as everything in the power chamber to flash and like some rubble to fall. Billy's also screaming about how something definitely went wrong, and like, yeah, he's still not okay. Zordon says it didn't work, no shit, and then Billy is now on a direct collision course with the sun. Oh, that sucks. Billy sees that he's getting closer and closer to the sun, and he's starting to freak out a little bit. Alpha then says that things have gotten kind of worse. Apparently, Mondo's beam crystallized the fuel cell that they need. Tommy tells Billy that they need a replacement fuel cell, and Billy advises to go to the university warehouse. Zordon warns the Rangers to be careful as Mondo will surely try to intercept them. It's morphin' time! The Rangers show up in the warehouse, realizing it's a big place, so this isn't going to be totally that easy. Mondo then finds out that they're at the warehouse, and he tells Clink to go down and ambush them. He says if they get too close, just blow the whole place up. Clink will be taking Mechanizer with him. The Rangers run into the warehouse to find Clink and Cogs there, and there's an all-out brawl between the Rangers and the Cogs before Tommy finds the monster getting hit away. The Rangers regroup and each attempt to take on Mechanizer, but they're not doing so great, getting fired at while Mechanizer is blowing things up. The Rangers rush around trying to find the fuel cells before the building is completely gone, and Mechanizer is actually just tossing around barrels of gasoline at them. The Rangers are really in trouble, rushing around before everyone except for Tommy is thrown from the building. They realize that Tommy is missing and Kat tries to go in, but the others hold her back. She's screaming for Tommy because that's her only character trait, and they don't know where Tommy is at all. Then Tommy comes flying out of the building, of course, perfectly fine. He also has a fuel cell. They need to install it quickly. Then we see that Billy is getting closer and closer to the freaking sun. The fuel cell has been installed and the Rangers get everything ready to go, but then they can't fire the tractor beam because the last place moved it out of alignment. Tommy teleports out to move it. He shows up attempting to redirect it. Mondo sees this and is not giving up. He sends down quadrifighters who fire at Tommy, sending him over the edge of the cliff and hanging on for dear life as things just keep getting kind of exploded around him. Then Tommy gets up running away. Meanwhile, Billy's getting ready to just die. Tommy gets to the satellite dish and the buttons aren't working because nothing is going right today. So he just starts to push some level back to see if it just needs to go or what. And Adam fires the beam, hitting Billy in space, drawing him back toward Earth. Tommy teleports out of there, coming back to the power chamber. They try to get in contact with Billy and they're getting nothing. Billy then says he's there because this episode just needed even more complications apparently. Billy is fine and he's getting ready to be back on Earth. Mondo is then obviously kind of pissed that they failed, but they can't do anything about it because their fuel cell is ruined now. In the youth center, all the Rangers and Billy are just drinking some sodas, talking about how they're pretty glad that Billy didn't die today. Bulk and Skull then show up, totally up in arms. They meet up with Stone saying that they're doing really great, but then a taxi driver shows up demanding money from them because they didn't pay their fare yet. Stone's obviously pretty mad because when is he not, and Bulk and Skull run away. The end. This episode's like one complication after another, and it's kind of great because there were a lot of moments in this episode that could have just stopped really forcing the Power Rangers to have to solve their own problems. I mean, there's so much going on and Billy is completely screwed like 12 times, and it really feels like they earned Billy back into the show. It's also nice to see that the Rangers are doing their best without Billy, but surely they'll do better with him there. Other than that, it's yet another strange one because it's really not like any other episode we've ever seen. It almost feels like they kind of forgot about adding Japanese footage until like the third or fourth draft of the script. And I mean that in the best way possible. They're no longer acting like slaves to the footage. I mean, not that they really ever did, but even less so. Instead, they're just kind of writing their own stories and allowing the Japanese footage to be used just where it can be. It's really cool. Next time, we start a very widely talked about 3-parter for Power Rangers. But until then, may the power protect you.